Let's go. It's your man Mike Bowens coming to you once again, live and direct. Listen, I got another powerful message for you. This message is entitled Dealing with the Isolation During the Quarantine. So, a lot of people's having a hard time staying home and being home with their kids, but I want you to look at this in a positive light. I want you to look at this in a good way. That, listen, now you can take out time to, first of all, I'm going to tell you to seek God, right? Get closer to Jesus is the best thing that you could do. Spending time to pray, read your Bible, get closer to the Lord, and get direction for your life. Next thing is to organize your life. Get organized. Now you have to be in the house, right? There's some paperwork that you need to find and organize it. The next moves that you need to make, what strategies that you need to have. You need to take out the time now and be able to put everything in place. Now you don't have to be on the go so much. Now you can actually have the time to do that. Now I know you're like, well, I got bills to pay. I got to take care of my kids. Yeah, you got to do these things. But while you have the time, take advantage of the time. Because once this is all over, you're going to be on the go again. And the worst thing you want to do is to jump right back into the way things were. Right? You don't want to jump right back into, you got to be smarter. You got to be wiser. Right? And you got to make different decisions when we all come out of this. Right? For example, before this quarantine or before this virus, I remember many times in the videos I have said, like, what if something were to happen? Do you have food stored away at least 6 months? Right? Like something that my family and I, we got was these military packets. It's like a basket and it has like food in there and it lasts for years. And now you're able to have this, and if you have multiples of these, now you don't have to run out to the grocery store in a case of emergency, right? And things like solar lighting, right? Or things like that, solar radio, so that in case all the power's out, you can still have a way to have communication coming into your house. These are just some of the ways, right? Even water stashed up. So now everybody's panicking, everybody's running at the last minute. See, you want to be proactive. You don't want to be the type of person who, when calamity strikes, then you're like, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do, right? You want to be proactive. So now when we in this time, you got to say to yourself, I'll make sure I'm not going to allow myself to be caught off guard again, because life goes in cycles, right? Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, right? And you just never know when those things are going to happen. So you got to put yourself in a position that you are prepared, right, as much as you possibly can. Don't just think that nothing bad can ever happen, right? I know a lot of people I've spoken to, they're like, oh, I'm like, you should have food. I'm not talking about canned goods, even the military type food stored away somewhere in your basement or somewhere in a closet, right? That at least you're going to have at least 6 months worth of food. I said, because what happens if the grocery store shut down? What you going to do? Oh, that'll never happen. You can't never say never. You don't know, right? And so during this isolation, I want you to take time out, right, to look at what you could do differently in your life, what you could do differently. Like I said, if you continue to go do things the same way, you're going to keep getting the same results. And so what can I do differently? How can I have better connections? How can I be better prepared? How can I get closer to God? Right? How can I be closer to my family members? I know a lot of people's having trouble being in the house with their spouse or their kids right now. And this should be a joyous occasion for you, that you're able to be home with your family and spend time with them without getting on each other's nerves. So I want to encourage somebody out there that to take this time out to, one, get closer to God, right? Get a closer relationship with Him, right? 2, organize your life, your paperwork, right? The direction that you're supposed to go into once this is all over, right? 3, getting closer to your family, right? 4, thinking about possibly getting a storage supply of like military grade food that will last for that in cases of emergency, that you have at least 6 months worth of storage so that you and your family will be able to survive. Because not a lot of people actually had enough finances during this situation as we're currently going through, that they have to keep running to the grocery store and they're not able to work. So you never know what's going to happen. So that's why you got to prepare ahead of time, right? Even with water. I remember I met a guy, and I saw that he had this huge everlasting container of water on his property. And it gave me the idea right away. I said, man, that's what I want to have on my land, is that this thing look like it could last for like 5 years. Like if there was ever a drought, he could feed, him and his family can not only drink, get enough water to bathe, but they could probably get enough water and bathe the whole town. That's how much water it was. And so that's what I'm talking about. Thinking ahead, seeing past where you are and not just where you are at the moment, right? So this too shall pass. Don't allow yourself to go insane, right, in the house and worrying yourself to death. Pray about everything, right, and trust God for everything, but prepare, right, when you get a chance for the worst. This is your man Mike Bowens saying this too shall pass, and keep your faith in God and keep your head up. Until next time, I'm saying be blessed.